Okay. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Desola, and I bid you welcome to today's conversation with a parent who is parenting after relocation. My guest will introduce herself in a minute, but let me quickly get my own introduction out of the way so that you can meet my fantastic guest. My name is Desola, like I said. I'm a family life practitioner. I'm a certified family systems engineering practitioner. I'm a parenting coach. I'm a peak performance coach. And I like to say that I'm interested in your balance and bliss. So what I do on a regular basis is to help people find inner strength and capacity within them to desire more, to push for more, and to become the people who can actually make those big dreams happen for them in their lives. So I'm a coach. That's what I do. I like to help people. And this series is born out of a desire to help parents who are considering relocation or those who have recently relocated, help them find information from the horse's mouth, right? People who are walking that journey and experiencing it for themselves, who are managing to make sense of it and who can share their experience and help other people learn from it. So that's why we're doing this. That's why we're here. And again, thank you for joining us. I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. So I'm out of the way now. I'm going to let my guest introduce herself. She's going to tell us her name, what she does, a little bit about her family, and then we'll pick up the conversation from there. Over to you, Ma.
Awesome, dear Desola. Thanks for having me here today. It's really a pleasure. It's an honor. My name is Toyosi Oginni. I'm a mom of two. We have a daughter and a son. Jesutomi is 9 years old and Shibumi is 7 years old. And before relocating to the US, I used to work in a bank, Diamond Bank, now Access Bank, PLC. And I was there for about 6 years, and I moved into manufacturing with some freestyle Campina, and I was there for 3 years. Then moving to the US, it's another story. Maybe as the interview goes on, I'll tell you what I've been able to do so far here. But that's just a little about myself. I love to sing. I love to dance. I don't like to cook.
Oh, wow. Okay. Straight to the point. You don't like to cook.
No, but okay. I love to organize. I love to organize. I love to clean. You need your closet to be clean, organized. I'm the right girl for you.
Wow. But cooking is just a no-no.
I have to cook because I have to cook, not because I enjoy to cook.
I totally understand. Cooking is a labor of love. It's practically slavery, especially when after making big and you can't even find energy to eat by yourself. So you're like, so I did all this suffering and for what? But yeah, we do it because we love our families and we want to feed them and help them have good meals. So thank you once again for giving us it's afternoon over there, so giving us a bit of your afternoon and being willing to be so generous with your experience and your parenting journey after relocation. So let's jump into it. Your children, like you said, are 9 and 7, and you've lived abroad for about 2 years.
Absolutely.
Right? That's correct.
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay, so, all right. So what was the preparation process that you had for your children when you decided to relocate? Did you do anything in particular to prepare your children or prepare yourself concerning your children for relocation?
That's a beautiful question, because when we're preparing, their dad was not with us for about a year. He came to school in the US, and I stayed with them in Lagos for a whole year. And I must say that in that 1 year, it was tough because I was dad, I was mom, I had to do open days, I had to do every activity in their school, and I also had my job going. They had to resume in school about, I think, 7:30, and I had to sign in at 7:30 in the morning too. So I took them to school early, and because I had to make sure that I didn't clock in late at my office, which leads to deduction in your salary. So it was really tough, but my husband Yemi was always talking with us. Time difference was also an issue. When he's sleeping, we're already waking up. So it was a lot. And in preparing them for traveling, Yemi did most of the paperwork because Yemi was already here. He had already looked for the school he wanted them to go to. I just sent in documents to him to say birth certificate, They needed their hospital records to show that they were fully vaccinated. So those were the things. And the kids were pretty excited to join their dad because they tilt towards him more than they tilt towards me. So it was easy to tell them we're going to meet daddy, and they were both excited. So I didn't do much work then.
Right. Okay, so did you practice some form of intentional parenting before leaving Nigeria?
Yes, I did because I grew up in a family of 7 and 5 girls and 2 boys, and I know how my mom raised us and my dad raised us, and I tried to, you can't give what you don't have, Desola. I tried to inculcate some of the things that my parents instilled in me into them, but I realized that it's a different generation. Some things have to go, some things have to be improved on. So we did intentional. I would say the answer to that question is yes, I did intentional parenting because there were some things that my mom taught me that I still live by, and they were good. I tried to instill them in my parents. The one I feel is on the extreme. We just try to, dilute it. And so the answer to that question will be yes.
So you had systems in place and you had a direction, right? Fantastic. Yes. Well done. Well done. So what were your biggest concerns about taking children abroad to America, to that society? What were your biggest concerns?
My biggest concern was actually cultural change, because what is obtainable in Nigeria is not obtainable here.
Right.
It is not acceptable for you to yell at your child, which is something we do by reflex in Nigeria.
Yes. Reflex. That is the word.
By reflex, we just do it, and our hands are quick to move in Nigeria. Right. You can't do that here. So my biggest concern was culture shock. Would they be able to adapt? Would they be able to listen to me when I talk to them? So I might be jumping the gun right here, but I want to chip it in because I might forget. I think one of the tools that helped us to be able to mitigate that area is able to be able to speak to our children in our dialects. When I say something in English, the person by knows what I'm talking about. But if I need to communicate with Jisitomi and Shibomi, I switch to Yoruba. The man by my side does not know what I'm saying. So I've issued what I want to tell you, and I'll move on, right? But if I say it in English, I might be arrested, though the child is my child. I might be arrested. They're going to say, oh, I was upset, I was aggressive, that they noticed that an African-American lady was yelling. That's the way they really phrase. And once the police hears African-American, there's already a prejudice. They don't want to listen to you. So in preparing for relocating, it was more of a cultural shock. I'd always exposed myself to watching American movies, so I had an idea of what is obtainable here. So culture shock, and when we came, we realized that words were used differently. And we train our kids in Nigeria, you must greet your elders. You must greet your elders. You must say good morning, good afternoon. But when you greet them here, they don't respond to good morning.
What do they respond to?
They respond to hi, hey, hello.
Oh, okay, so they're more casual.
So it took a while. The kids were like, Mommy, I think we want to stop saying good morning. They don't respond. And I said, you keep saying it. It doesn't change the fact that the word is wrong. Those that respond will respond. So that's what we did to prepare ourselves. It was more, for me, it was the concern for culture, how to dress, how to address people, how to behave in society, because there's a lot of things that we know back home that they don't care here. They don't care. If you don't want to dress up, it's fine. If you want to be naked on the road, it's fine. And you dare not report or look at the person twice. You just keep looking forward.
I look straight.
Yeah.
Okay, so have you had to let go of certain things that you held on to? Have you had reason to say, okay, maybe because we have relocated, we can't hold on to this idea anymore, this culture, this ideal that we had before? Are there things that you've had to reconsider about?
I think it's only one thing I've reconsidered yet, because I absolutely believe in our culture, and I think our culture is very beautiful, because we really don't know what we have until you move out of Nigeria. And one thing I know that I've let go, or I'm a bit soft on right now, is I never used to wear shorts. I never used to wear
Okay.
it. And when I came here, I was always wearing pants. And one of my friends said, there is outfit for every weather. You can't be wearing leggings when it's summer. You have to wear shorts. I was like, permit me to use Yoruba for our listeners that are not
No,
Yoruba.
it's fine.
Right? But
That means she doesn't want to wear.
that means I won't wear it. And
Right.
I realized that I was pushing my own dress, the way I was raised to dress, or the way I like to dress. I won't say I was raised to dress now, because it's a choice. I can grow up and decide that I want to pick up some things. And I was pushing it on Jesutomi. And Jesutomi is somebody that is she's a free spirit. She wants to do things on her own. She wants to fail and relearn. So she was like, oh, mommy, I like to wear shorts to school. I'm like, okay. I'm not saying it's bad to wear shorts to school, but whatever you do, ensure that your body is not exposed. So there's a way to tell them. It's not to say you have to be hard and say. So I realized that in speaking to them here, you have to be intentional, like you said. You have to let the child know why you're telling the child to do that thing. Because they may go to school and children are innocent, and a kid might say, oh, why are you all dressed up? It's summer. Are you not hot? And the child goes like, my mommy doesn't. My mommy doesn't get straight to the teacher, and you're going to be called and say you're suppressing. Wow. So it's a lot of Desola is a lot of, I think parenting is way more intentional. It's a lot of juggling. So when it comes to our family values, I've not let go of anything. You don't tell lies, you don't steal, you don't stay in a place where I cannot see you and nobody can account for you. So those the big ones, we don't let them go. If I have to smack you, I will smack you. And you dare not say I smacked you. But before I smack you, I'm going to tell you why I am smacking you. But I find out that talking to them helps more than threatening to smack, threatening to hit them, because they don't do that here. You can't hit a child in school. It's not allowed, it's not permissible. But at home, as an African, like I said, reflex. We're going
to talk about this, you and I.
Yes, but
we're going to talk about this.
I have stopped because I found out that they are growing into matured young man and young lady, and they listen. They can hear you. They know when they've overdone it and when they've pushed it. So I mean, I don't do it here because I don't want to be arrested, but more importantly, because I want to live with the trust of my child and say, you can tell me anything without the fear of me saying, oh, you're afraid that mom is going to smack you. Because Yemi used to say something that if you don't gain their trust now, they will not tell you anything. They will not tell you anything. So they tell Yemi everything. They tell Yemi everything. Wow. So I'm making an conscious effort to say, oh, JT and mommy's time today. We go out. Then at times we have yes day. I say yes to everything you do, but to that everything I will say yes to. Man, let us be guided. But on our yes days, we get to tell me how you feel about me. Give me a feedback. What am I doing? Apart from being your mom, what do you think? Did I say this thing right? Did I communicate right? So I am a work in progress as a mom. I'm a work in progress because I was raised by very strict parents. And I feel like that's the way life should be. But no, things are changed and our children are not like us. I tell my daughter just told me that even till now, when my dad is talking, I'm shaking. But you guys are not like that. You're free to do whatever you want to do, right? So I think it's just a culture balance and conversation, everything together. Yes.
Amazing. Well done. You're changing, you're growing. The same way they are changing, you're changing as well. So everyone is evolving. Absolutely. Fantastic. So let's talk about school. What did you take into consideration when you decided to choose schools? We didn't talk about where you live in America now. Where do you live?
We live in North Carolina in a state called North Carolina, but in a city called Durham. So Durham, North Carolina.
North Carolina. Okay. Yeah. All right. So how are schools in your neighborhood? Do you live in a school district, I hope?
Yes. So another shock for us was that your child you can't stay in Ikoyi and expect your child to go to school in Bagada. Your child has to be in a school within where your apartment is or your house is.
Right.
So for school for us, like I said earlier, Yemi did all the groundwork before we came. And the first day I went to the children's school, it's a public school, by the way. It's when you're very extremely
Right.
rich, you go to a private school abroad.
Private school.
So we all go to public schools. There is public transportation for them. There's free or reduced lunch, depending on what your family income is. And you necessarily don't buy any books for kids in school here. Their teacher can have like class wish lists, things like paper towel will be tissue for us in Nigeria, paper towel, Clorox, and say crayons, pencils, but they don't necessarily say if this child doesn't bring this to school, the child cannot come to school. Why? Because most schools are government funded or churches fund school. The church I attend funds our elementary school where my kids go to. So churches contribute, individual charity bodies contribute. So they go to a public school, and so far so good. The first day I went there, I was actually very unhappy because I had to compare it with the private school they were going to in Lagos, and it was just world apart. It was world apart. And yes, so school for them was easy because we stay. Their school is 5 minutes from where we stay. Yes.
Right. So when you say you were disappointed about the school there or the one here?
No, the one here in Lagos, because should I use the word disappointed? No, I take that word back. It was shocking for me to see that the public school can be this good.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, it was just shocking for me that a public school can be this good and well structured, right? Vis-a-vis what we have.
A private school in Nigeria.
Absolutely. I'm not. It's not to take away from the fact that our private schools are wonderful. I went to a private school all my life in Lagos, yes, and it's not to take anything away from our educational system, because I see some things in our educational system in Lagos that I love. I don't love about what they do here. Such as, okay, for example, Desola, here a child is not forced to do his or her homework. If the child takes it back to school, no. If the child takes it back to school empty, undone, the teacher doesn't have a problem with it. And the teacher might not even communicate with the parent and say, your child didn't do this homework. Then I think it's the system. They give the child space to learn at his or her own pace. Yeah. Unlike Nigeria, where we have to pam. You have to know this by primary 2, you have to know this by primary 3. So I had to work on myself, because I was expecting that you should know this by now. But their school they don't say you don't know it, they make you feel bad. They don't make you feel bad. I had an experience where Jesu Tomi was not completing class project, and she piled them up under a desk. And I went for a parent teachers conference, and I complained. I told the woman that she's not finishing her class work. And the woman was like, it's okay. I was like,
it's not.
It can't be okay, madam. So I requested that, is it okay Jesu Tomi doesn't join other children for recess, and let her finish her classwork before she said it's against the school law that is every child has to go for recess. But the child is not finished, she's not completing her classwork. So what are we going to do about that? So I spoke in Yoruba. I told Jesu Tomi, you need first and last time. Tima from parents teachers conference to money on done job, and she understood. I was like, you can't go to school with jobs on done and you come home, it's not done. So I mean, they have goods, everything is free. Like I said, everything is free, but you have to be intentional as a Black child parent.
You have to take responsibility for your own child.
Responsibility for your own child, especially as a Black child, because there's already a box every Black child is put into, whether African American, whether African, or whether anything. Once you have that color, they expect that there's a certain level you won't move past.
Oh, okay. So they don't even try. They don't push you. Wow.
They don't push all children, but I just feel like more for Black
they push
children.
African Americans even less.
I think we're just put in a box, maybe not consciously. It might be unconscious, or they might not even know what they're doing it. Because I had a conversation with just Miss teacher when she was in 3rd grade, and the woman told me that I am very sure she will go to college. And she said, in her words, I have no doubt she will go to college. And I told the woman, it is not even up for discussion in my family.
Mm-hmm.
So if she doesn't go to college, what will she do? And she was like, oh, I said, at least, I'm talking to you, I have at least 2 degrees. Her dad has at least 3. So why would she not go to college? So they don't expect the black child to go to college.
Right. Mm. So is it a societal thing though?
Yes.
Is it generally expected that? Right. Okay. So high school education is just enough.
And just because in the US, when you have an high school education, you can work anywhere.
You
can work anywhere. You can work in a bank. You can work anywhere. You don't have to have a BSc degree, a college degree, like we call it here. To like, in Nigeria now, you have to maybe have a master's degree to even work in certain places. You don't need that here. Once you have a high school degree, you're good. So it's people that want to now take it a notch ahead and go to college, university. But most times they expect that black children will not go to college or university. That once they get to high school, is that they get pregnant, fall out of school, or go into gangs and all that. So you have to be very intentional as a black child mom or a black child dad to say that, you know what, everything we're doing is for a goal. You can't settle for the status quo. You have to be exceptional. You have to be, and they respect you when you're black and you're exceptional. They do.
Because you're the unicorn.
They do.
Wow. Amazing. Well done. I've said well done how many times? You're doing a great job.
I'm counting it.
It's good to hear when parents have thought that far into the future. It's a proud thing for me when I encounter parents who are talking about their children in 30 years, 25 years future terms, and they're taking that into consideration while making decisions today. A lot of parents don't do that. They don't see their children beyond the toddler or the. But for you to think that far, I find that remarkable, and I celebrate you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well done. So, how long did it take for the children to adapt? Any any issues?
I think they adapted quite immediately, but we had some issues with Jesitomi, our daughter. She had a skin color issue because she was the only black girl in her class. So she comes home and say, "Mommy, I want to change my skin color." And I was afraid when she said that. When she said that, I think I had to hold myself very well before I could respond. And I was like, "What happened?" And she was like, "I'm the only person different in my class." I said, "That makes you special." I said, "That makes you special." I said, "You know what? The reason why you're special is because there's nobody like you in your class. And if we flip the coin, if everybody in your class came to Nigeria, if somebody in your class, for example, she has a friend called Harper. I said, if Harper came to your class in Nigeria, do you know Harper will be the only different person there?" She said, "Yes, because all of you will have the same skin color." And I said, "Look, sweetheart, your skin color doesn't make you who you are. You are who you are on the inside. So just know that you are beautiful, you are smart, you're intelligent, and you're a champion. And what do champions do? They win, win, win." That's our mantra every morning. She started saying that when she was like 4 years. I said, "Just told me you're smart, you're beautiful, you're kind, and you're a champion." And what do champions do? She responds, "Win, win, win." So she had skin color issues. It went for like a month. Because her father is light skinned. So when she sees that, she's like, "Oh, I want to be like daddy." I'm like, "You are you. You can't change who you are. You're beautiful." So it was a lot of reassurance to let her know who she is. And after like 4 weeks, we're good to go. But Shibumi was just, that one is it was fine. Children are innocent. It didn't take long for them to make friends on the bus, make friends in class. Teachers knew them, and we were deliberate about not changing their names. They have
Definitely.
English names, but they are not, it's not in their birth certificate. We're deliberate about not giving them English names. So Jesutomi is Jesutomi, or JT for short. Shibumi is Jesu Shibumi, or Shibumi for short. So when I get to class, I said that I am Jesutomi. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. And it's not to say anything is wrong with giving English names. We just wanted them to like.
And that's important to you.
It's important to, it was very important to my husband, because my husband is a very traditional Elisha boy. And,
Right.
and he says, oh, my kids have to have Yoruba names. And if they are going to have English names, we are not going to call them by it. I was indifferent. I just wanted them to love themselves for who they were, who they are, love their names, and be proud of who they are. That was just it for me. So they really adapted quickly, and they are a joy to behold, because everywhere they go to, people love them.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Then we go to a white church. So we go to a white church. So the blacks, they are not much. So when they are there in church, people are like, oh, Shibami, oh, JT, you know, they just flow and all that. So they adapted fast.
That's great. That's great. So what do you do for fun as a family?
As a family, we have board game nights, we have family movie nights, we have dinner, we eat out at times. What else we do? We play, our board games include Ludo, Snakes and Ladder, Monopoly, and which other one? They're for fun, so we bake. Their dad bakes a lot, but I clean because it's not my ministry. So yeah, me, JT, and Shibumi are always baking, and I just do the cleaning. So that's what we do for fun. At times, to be truthful, to be vulnerable here, I might not even have time to even stay with them to have any family time, because I have things going on for me. So they're like, Mommy, you don't even sit with us. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, guys, not this week. But we ensure that one person is there with them with on the family.
So you have a schedule? Do you have a routine?
Every Friday is our family movie night. Every Friday is our family movie night. So because it's a weekend, we just put everything on Fridays. If we have to have dinner outside, we have to have we have a family calendar, we check it there. We can move things around to fit it. If it doesn't fit in, we can just eat in, and we try as much as possible to eat at the same time. Say on the dining table. It doesn't always work, but the times we have to do it, it's always beautiful, because we hold hands to pray, we eat, we clean up, and I work in progress.
That's really cool.
It's not perfect. Pardon?
Of course, everyone is working something out, but you're making sense of it, and that is remarkable. So what do the children do for fun?
They love to ride their bicycles. The Chibomi likes being on a scooter. They love to swim. JT loves to make slime. I don't know who invented that stuff, but she just likes to make slime.
She has a chemistry set.
So you just get all the products together and she produces them. It's just for fun. They throw it away at the end of the day. So they would like to. I buy art supplies. They paint. They draw. She took interest in plants in summer, but all the plants have died now. But we're able to get like red bell pepper, habaneros from me, tomatoes. So I mean,
wow. Okay. All right. So let's quickly talk about expenses. Give us an idea of how you manage expenses at home.
Okay. So right now I don't work, but my husband works. So it's a family of one person earning the income. So what we try to do as much as possible is to live within our budget. Desola, because I'm a shopaholic. I had an issue when we moved, because every shop you go to, there's something you want to buy initially. Calling my name, like shoes, bags, dresses, house decor. But I have to tell myself that, you know what, you're going to hold on your self-gratification right now and do things that matter. So you don't want to be on credit card debt. You don't want to be buying everything on credit, because if they allow you here, you can buy everything on credit. It's okay. But you want to be wise enough to say, we have $100 for the month to spend on food. Let's stick within our $100 and nothing more. right?
Nothing
So even
wrong.
when I talked about we us going for dinner, we don't go to like really fancy restaurant. No, we go to like small places, maybe ice cream or something like pizza, nothing out of the
Over
box,
the top.
over the top. So we just do shebo shemo, like my people say. So for my non-Yoruba speakers, it will be cut your coat according to the material you have right now. And so that's what we do. That's what we do.
Great. So are there any issues you're currently handling concerning parenting? It requires that deep breath.
Issues, yeah, because I and my husband we parent differently. We have different parenting styles.
How is that going?
We've had clashes, we've resolved them. I learned to keep quiet more these days and try to express myself in a better way and not make anybody upset, because I feel like he is very laid back when he's parenting, but I think he's more effective. He's more effective than me, that have to do all the talking, repeating, talking. So I'm like I said earlier, that I'm a work in progress, and every day I still learn. I listen to parents coach like you, because you guys are the professionals, and most times when you guys talk, you prick my spirit, and I'm like, okay, maybe I should take lessons from this person. And right now it's in a better place. When I feel like I'm going to say something I'm going to regret, I just take a walk and I leave it to their dad to handle it, because I don't want to say things I can't take back, because most times we say I take it back, but the listener don't hear it. So but as much as possible, I try to we'll write letters to each other, me and the kids, and say, okay, you did this, I didn't like it, this is how I felt. And Jason told me writes beautifully well, so she just writes, Mommy, I think if you say it this way, it will have come out better. I'll have listened more. I'll have understood what you're saying. At that point, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, when I was your age, can I even tell my mother what she should tell me? But I mean, we live in a different world, and we can't kill their spirit because we are their parents. We can't lord it over them anymore, because these guys will leave the nest will be empty very soon, and you don't want the nest empty, and you're begging your child to call you, which is what is it's a lot here, because I have some people I met here, they've not spoken to their parents in 15 years, 20 years, and they're wondering what happened, and it was just one conversation that broke everything. So I don't want that to be my case. So I try as much as possible to tread carefully, because they are getting into puberty now, and this is where their emotions form. I'm not a perfect parent. I try as much as possible to just be there, and I tell them that whatever I do for you today is for you. Nobody can take it away from you. Whatever you know now, you know it. So at times I may be hard by your standards, but I just want you to know that I love you. We say that a lot. I tell them I love you every day. I lay my hands on them. I pray for them. And Shubomi's love language is physical touch and words of affirmation. So I give that to him, because I know that it makes him feel good. So that's it.
So you haven't mentioned the challenge.
What?
You haven't mentioned the specific challenge, but you're saying that you're working.
Yeah, so my specific challenge is I want them to do things at a particular time, and when they don't do it, I get upset.
Okay.
I get upset. So
okay.
So I have a lot of.
So are you learning to get less upset, or you're?
Yes, I am. More effective? I'm communicating more effectively, and I hope I'm doing a good job at it. Maybe when Yemi watches this interview, you tell me, you'll give me feedback.
You know whether it's working. What did the children think?
So at the end of the week, I ask them, what do you think? Did I do well this week? So they give me feedback. On the days I don't do it, they tell me.
Do they give you a score over 10?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I don't think I remember asking them on a scale of 1 to 10, but I know I asked them, I did this, did you like it? How did you feel? Did it make you feel bad? And maybe I should do a scale of 1 to 10. Maybe that would be more measurable.
That would be more measurable for you, so you can chart your progress. And see the progress, or your graph is going like this.
See, I've learned from you now. I think I'll do I think I'll do on the scale of 1 to 10. Let's see where if I'm doing well.
It helps to measure. Right. So you were talking about your parenting styles, yourself and your husband. Do you have a middle ground now, or who is shifting?
That's a beautiful question. I think I'm shifting. I'm shifting to align with him more because I believe in a united front with kids. Because if daddy is saying this and mom is saying this, the kids will gravitate towards the person that they feel is speaking their language. I know children, if we leave our kids, they will do whatever they want to do. So I think that's why we as parents are the brake system in their lives. So I'm shifting to say that, okay, am I too hard here? Am I too soft? Because I was smacked all my life. So I feel like smacking is the only way I was communicated with. And it was not done out of my parents being wicked or anything, but that was what they knew. And because I grew up in the slum, my father always made sure that your head was correct at every point in time. It would be like, you cannot end up like this person. So if you're not listening, I'm going to smack you. And if you know that I'm going to smack you, you won't do anything. So I was less hit growing up because I was so afraid of being smacked. So I brought it into my parenting style. And I told myself I had to stop because that was even before we ever moved here. I bought myself a gift because I did not smack my children in a whole year. I was like, wow. that was good. I didn't touch them. I didn't. If you do anything, I'll just look at you. And they know now that when they do something and I don't talk, they know that mommy has. So, but I try to just walk away because mommy has improved. Because if it was before, I might just.
Okay.
Mommy, I will have.
I thought what you meant was mommy is keeping it for you.
No. I try not to do that because when I get angry, I feel like something leaves me. So I don't like to get angry. I feel like something leaves my life when I'm angry, and I want to also becoming more. Yes, and I also want to thank my husband because it's like my check, it's like my conscience. Like, to bad there, Carlo, there's so by, to bad there, yield the results. If you had said it this way, you'll have either this result, not this result you got. So I'm working on myself.
You're balancing each other out very nicely.
I'm working on myself because he grew up with parents that allowed him to air his views respectfully, but they can say what they feel. They didn't suppress them in any way. Yeah.
Wow. We're learning so much this evening. Okay, so do you have a community of like-minded parents around you?
Yes and no.
That are raising your children? Okay, yes and no. You understand the question?
Yes and no, because I stay in a community of white people, and we have Nigerian friends. I have a Nigerian friend also that has 2 children, and I think we're raising our kids about the same way. Same way. Yes, we have like your word, like-minded values and all that, and the way we correct children. But honestly, I must confess that if we don't want, let me personalize it now. If I don't want to lose my kids, I have to be better. I have to be. Why? Because they get to a particular age, you can't control them anymore. They can even choose to speak with you. They can see your phone call and not pick it. But I don't want a relationship where I won't be able to. I'll lose my kids to
the world
because of the. Thank you for helping me out. Because of the way I treated them. And this place is a free place. Like they say, I grew up in a free country. You can't force it. The child can get a restraining order against you. It's not like back home. They say, Babe is your parent, so you cannot be disrespectful. It's not like that here. So I'm trying as much as possible to be my daughter's friend because, like when she was growing up, our dad is an amazing dad to her because I see the way he treats her. And I asked him one day, I'm like, why do you take, like, for example, he wants to shower her when she was growing up, they are there 30 minutes. I'm like, in 5 minutes, I'll finish this thing, do the dressing. What's going on? 30 minutes. They're like, oh, Jesus, let's wash your cheeks. Now we're gonna wash your hands. I'm like, oh my goodness, what's going on? I'm like, what are you doing? And why do you treat this girl this way? And he told me something very profound, and he said, I'm going to treat her so well that she will not take less from any guy. And that thing, it hit me because I was like, wow, okay. And honestly, Desola, Jesus told me, tells her dad everything. Every. Wow. Yeah. So I'm getting better. Amazing. Pray for me.
Yes, I'm praying for you. You're doing fantastic. See, being able to audit yourself and say, this is what I think I should get better at. This is what I think I should work on. You're already on the way there. So you're doing fantastic.
I think I should take you as my mentor.
Just keep growing. You're doing fantastic. And well done to Daddy. He's thinking far, and that is also so very cool. So parents around you, the parents that are not raising their children like you are, what challenges do you see them facing with their children?
So when I said yes and no, I meant yes, like the friend I have that is from Nigeria that is raising, and no, because on the other hand, our white friends, so our church community has fantastic white children, awesome children, like their parents are talking to them, they are listening. But we have some other ones that the child is throwing tantrums, the parents cannot say anything, the parents just leave them on time out or go and stay in one place. I'm like, or you go to a store, a child is yelling, shouting because he or she could not get something the parents cannot afford. I'm like, is yes or no? So the challenge would be the way so every family is unique, Desola. I don't try to like judge anybody the way I tell myself I can't give what I don't have. If it's something they don't have, they can't give their children. So it's trying to find a balance. Though I know that here parents, they allow their kids to do anything they want to do. But most times we're in a group of church members that have really, really good values. Really, really good values. My pastor's children are awesome. They're white, but they're very obedient. They take their classes seriously. They're either in youth fellowship or singing in church. They grew up in church. So that's why I said yes or no. Yes, because I have a Nigerian family friend that we pattern our parenting style just about the same thing. And no, because other people are around me that do different things that work for them.
Wow. So for those parents that their children don't particularly listen, their children don't listen, would you say that they're a little bit permissive? Maybe they don't have a firm handle on things, maybe a lack of discipline somewhere. Is that how you describe it?
Honestly, Desola, that question is really hard to give like a definite answer because I don't stay under their roof. I don't know what goes on. Maybe it's just the little I see outside. I might not be the child's everyday behavior. But you can't, and you have to have a level of relationship with someone before you can say, oh, your child did this and I don't think it was okay. It's not my thing is not my business. What I can try to do is not allow my child be in that child's company for a long time so that there won't be any rubble.
Right. Because of the influences, right?
Absolutely.
Right. Okay, so finally, because I made sure I didn't keep you beyond the.
No, it's okay. Zoom time.
So,
yeah.
Yes, there's still a bit of time, so let's just wrap this up with a nice little bow. A word of advice for any parent that is considering relocating outside their home country, maybe Nigeria. Or that have recently relocated. What can you say to them to encourage them, advise them, challenge them? Any word for them?
So my one sense would be just plan. They don't tell us anything. When you're relocating, you're excited. I'm leaving this country. Let me just be going. When you come here, that's when reality will set in. Especially because back at home, we are already made, like you had a structure I go to work, my children go to school, they go to club, I go for choir rehearsal, or I go for this rehearsal, I go for this meeting. But here you're starting your life all over. So you need to plan. You need to plan. If you are able to work, you need to plan how much am I making in a week, how much goes for groceries, how much goes for rent. That rent is, you can't even be planning rent because you have to pay for your rent. You can't default on your rent. So you need to plan, like I need to be intentional with children, because I found out that a lot of things are permissible. Let me borrow your word, here, right? Or Canada or UK or anywhere. Meanwhile, where we're coming from is not permissible. It's okay for a 12-year-old or a 13-year-old to have an iPhone abroad. But it is it's the high class that have it in where we are coming from. You must have it must be very comfortable for you to have an iPhone. So you can get here, and the pressure from school that your kids get from school may make them want to put you under pressure for you to start living a life that you didn't plan for. And trust me, Desola, you can get everything on credit here, down to your car, down to your phone. You can pay for phone in bits. You know, when in Nigeria, I'll carry money to go and buy phone outrightly. You don't have to do it here. You can want to buy an iPhone, this new one that came out, iPhone 13 Max, Abi. You go. There's financing. You want to buy fridge, there's financing they will give you. Just show that you can pay every month. You want to buy anything. In fact, you want to buy clothes here, you don't have money. You can order for them, wear them, after 2 weeks, return them. Just leave the tag.
I'm being judgmental.
It's okay. No, it's okay. Leave the tag. No, because this, honestly, they put a system in place where there's value for life. They feel that there's some things that should not be prayed about. I went for my fellowship meeting one day, and they said, "Do you have prayer requests?" I decided to study the environment before I raised my hand. And somebody raised their hand, and she was like, I need you to pray. My sister is coming over this weekend. I don't want any tension. I was like, that's prayer points. I said, okay, let us be here. Somebody. So the things we pray for, they don't pray for them. So when we're coming into a new country, we need to plan. People say, some people say they want to be in a Nigerian community. It has its own advantages and disadvantages. Some people say, I don't want to be in a Nigerian community. It has its own advantages. Just the same way I want to go to a Nigerian church, maybe Redeem, I want to go to a white church. It all has its own advantage. Just do what works for you, and don't get into debt trying to please people. Trust me, when you relocate, the first 2 weeks, people are calling you for money. It's the truth. They are calling you for money. Yes.
From Nigeria?
Oh, yes. Because everybody assumes that when you land in London, Canada, US, they used to give you money at the airport and say, "You are welcome home." You work for every cent you have. You work for every dollar you have. You are paid by the hour. So you need to plan your finances. You need to plan with your kids. I pray a prayer every day. I say, "Dear Lord, I refuse to lose my children to stray bullets. I refuse to lose them to peer pressure. I refuse to lose them to drug abuse. And I refuse to lose them to the devil. Because they will." This is free. It's a free word. Desola, I can buy this bottle of water from the store. Shebi say I've drank it to half. I can take it back to the store and say they should refund my money, and they will give me my money back. I can say when I was drinking it, my throat started scratching. And they don't want trouble. They don't want court case. They will give you back the money. So for any parent that's coming here, please, I beg you, know what you want for your children, because everybody has advice when you travel out. Everybody has advice, especially Nigerian parents. Don't let your child do this. Don't let your child do this. But you know what you want. I have a family here. Anytime we go to them, I'm always inspired. It's a Nigerian family. They are Igbos, but I'm always inspired because The children are doing, their first daughter is just amazing. A 10-year-old girl that knows they gave her $500 and she knows that she doesn't want to buy an iPhone. She wants to invest. When I was 10 years old, did I know what was investments? So please, when you're coming, plan your finances, very important. Don't try to please anybody. If you don't give anybody money back at home, they should understand that it takes a while. Desola, honestly, one of my aunts told me that you're just putting yourself under pressure, that you want everything to be like the way you were in Nigeria. But they don't tell you need at least 4 to 5 years for you to settle, to be balanced when you relocate. Because you're either dealing with immigration issues, maybe your visa you are on, you can't work, or you want to get visas to be able to work authorization. It's not that simple, Desola. It's not that simple. But they say na person wey go no. Right? So just plan, have your family values that nothing can shake, and just keep inculcating the right values in your children, because the Black child is a special breed. The Black child is a special breed, and anywhere a Black child goes to, people feel bad things should happen. But that's not the case. We are excellent. We are beautiful. We are great people. So we need to work extra hard to show it forth. So parents are bringing little children. If the child is not up to 5 years old, you need help to take care of that child because the child cannot go to school, cannot start kindergarten. So you want to plan for that. You want to bring your mom with you because childcare is expensive. Babysitting is expensive. The child by the hour. Parents that have children that are up to kindergarten, you want to choose the right school. You want to check the mix of the school. What's the ethnic makeup? Black, Latinos, whites, others. You want to check that your child is having a balanced integration with different races. You want to just check if you can. There's some places you can walk, even if you don't have, if you can walk, you can meet a community of people that can help you. There's some places you can't. So it's a lot of dynamics. It's a lot of dynamics. I just pray for people that relocate, that Nigerians that are here can open up more, because some people don't want to give you information, and here is information. I think it works so like that in UK and in Canada too. If you have the right information, you can move. The beautiful thing here is that there are opportunities. Your children can get free things. If you don't have food, there's a place you can get free food. You can't get free accommodation, Sha. I don't know that one. You have to pay for your accommodation. But really, it's a beautiful place to be. Trust me when I say so. But like I say, everything has its own benefits and disadvantages.
It just requires some adjustment.
It just absolutely, that's the word. Find what works for you. Find the middle ground and just do you. Don't get into debt trying to please people. I want to wear designer. All those things. I love them. Don't get me wrong. I love looking good, but don't do it at the expense of your credit score, your bank balance. I love family. Take care of people you can. Like Pastor Sam teaches us, have a budget. Charity. If you have exceeded your charity budget for that month, wait for the next month, because people's needs and wants don't get exhausted, and you can't carry the whole world on your shoulders. Relocation, just okay. One more tip, please bring native when you're coming.
Really? For what? Yeah. Why do you need to bring native?
Because I don't know, because it's expensive to get it sewn here. If you get a Nigerian tailor that wants to make it for you here, labor is the most expensive. The material might not be expensive, but labor. I can make this dress I'm wearing here for maybe $200, and when you convert that, that's about 100K Nigerian currency, Nigerian naira. So when I was coming, I decided to bring native because I like to wear native on Fridays and Sundays. So it's a part of me. So when I go to church, my pastor will say, "You guys are the most colorful, well-dressed people every Sunday." Why is that? And I said, Pastor Chuck, where we come from, we give our best to God on Sundays. We wear, but it's a joke. I mean, that's a joke. I'm just joking. Just
I totally understand.
That's a joke.
Thank
just
you
do you.
So much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Toyosi. It's
Thanks for having me.
A wonderful conversation with you. Very enlightening, very true. and very honest. You know, when someone is telling you something from their heart, you can feel the sincerity, and I appreciate you. I thank you for sharing with us, and I am grateful for the people that are going to see this later, because it's going to touch a lot of people, and they're going to go like, oh, okay, and then they'll write that down, and they'll take it,
I pray so.
Yes, I believe so. This person has been able to figure it out. I can do the same thing myself with my children.
Absolutely.
Yes, and your journey has given several people permission to try and do their best with their children. And I applaud you. I thank you. Please give my regards to the young people, JP and Shubi.
I will.
And to their dad as well. Thank you so very much for your time today.
Thank you, Desola. And I was going to tell you that you are doing a fantastic job. So I am not able to join your live sessions when you have it, but I take my time to watch the replays. And I just want to say it out here, like, even if you don't have a lot of people watching the videos when you post it on Instagram, please keep doing this. I started a project too last year. I started a podcast, and I stopped by the way. And every time I speak to people, they're like, where is your podcast? Where is your podcast? But I just want to encourage you to keep, I just want to encourage you to keep doing this, because you never can tell who you are helping. Like me, I need work in my parenting skill. And most times when I hear you speak, I just take one or two things. So thank you for giving of yourself. Thank you for giving of your time. Thank you for raising the next generation of gentlemen and women that might not even come from your uterus, that it's just by virtue of you sharing of what you know to them. You might feel like it's small. I didn't have a lot of views when I'm watching it, when it's on Instagram. But trust me, it's in the quantity. It is in quality, rather, excuse me, not in the quantity of how many people watch it. It might just be one person, and that person's generation might change forever just because you are here. So thank you so much. Thank you so much too. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. I'm encouraged.
Yes.
I remember this the next time. Next time I want to shoot a video and I'm like, oh, I'm tired, John.
No, I know. Because I know it's a lot of work on you. And maybe you're not even getting money out of it right now, but we never can tell, honestly. We never can tell.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you for giving of yourself today as well. And I will check that podcast out. The link is in your bio, right? On Instagram.
It's been a while I posted, but I think I'll just send it to you. We'll say as soon as where's the podcast? Maybe to previous editions. I just have a lot of things going on right now, but it's not an excuse, because like the Bible says that we're the light of the world. And there's just something from us to another person. It might not be monetary, might just be a word, and the person will run with it. So
giving is giving.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
your time is valuable. The time that you're investing in doing that and sharing it with somebody, that is value that you're giving. And when you give value, value has to come back to you.
Sure.
So yes. Sure. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Desola. Amen. God bless you too. Thank you so much.
God bless you. So that's our show this evening. At this time, I don't know when you'll be watching this. We've had a fantastic conversation. I recommend, if you have listened to this, obviously listen to the end now. Take it back to the beginning and listen all over again. You know, it's like when you read a book, every time you read it, you see something new and you're like, oh, how did I miss that? That is what will happen to you in the course of listening to this conversation. Thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Desola, and I appreciate you. I recommend that you check out Toyosi's podcast. I will post a link. When she sends it to me, I'll post the link on my bio, or I will post it somewhere. Anywhere this video is, I will post it so that you can be blessed by the conversations she has with people, or that she shares. I haven't listened to it myself, so whatever she posts, you'll be blessed by it. It's automatic. Okay, she's a child of God, and it is guaranteed that you'll be blessed by it. So thank you for watching. Thank you so much, Toyosi. Have an amazing rest of the day. Regards to the family, and take very good care of yourself.
Thank you, Desola. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you. My love to everyone. Bye.
Still get it. Bye.